to investing in stocks and shares, probably the best way to get into it is to invest in S&P 500. You may ask what S&P 500 is. It's a stock market index tracking the performance of 500 large companies listed on the stock exchange in the United States. So essentially, if you buy a share in the S&P 500, you are effectively buying 500 shares in the top US traded companies. Warren Buffett, if you know anything about stocks and shares, you'll know Warren Buffett. He's famous for running the fund Berkshire Hathaway, and there's a picture of Warren as he is now. Warren Buffett says invest in low-cost S&P 500 index funds. This follows the growth of the USA economy, probably the best way for an average person to build wealth. This is passively managed, therefore has low expenses. So a lot of funds or that you may invest in, there are large management costs, but as this Vanguard S&P 500, which I've invested in, is basically a passive fund. You just pay your money in and they give you exposure to the top 500 stocks in the USA, and however they perform is reflected in the price of the Vanguard S&P 500. Historically, the S&P 500 yearly returns are 9 to 10%. Now, it does go up and down, so bear that in mind, please. All stocks do go up and they do go down. 2022, where we are now, up to March, the value of the S&P 500 is down 10%, but that's based on the start of the year. So if you'd bought the some stocks in the S&P 500 on the 1st of January, come the 1st of March, your investment will be down 10%. But, this is a very, very big but, over long term, the fund will always recover. In the past, all 20-year investments have never resulted in a loss. Buy and forget, or add to the fund regularly. So the S&P 500 is probably the simplest and safest way to get exposure to the stock market and earn some good growth, but it doesn't happen overnight. Invest, put your money in, invest and sit tight and wait. This is one way of getting into stocks. You can read up on the different companies in the S&P 500. You can read up on Warren Buffett. I thoroughly recommend that, and what funds he hold. One of the shares he hold is Coca-Cola, and we also invest in Coca-Cola, and we've got some good growth and we get good dividends. Dividends are a share of the profit that companies pay out on a given basis. So if you want to get into stocks and shares, the simplest way to make a start is to buy some shares in the S&P 500, and I suggest using the Vanguard S&P 500. The ticker code, or this is a code that is used on the stock exchange, is VUSA, 500 large US stocks. And you can see here over a month, this is how the price of the stock has performed over one day, which was last week, because we're now on Sunday. It has risen. 7 days It's risen over 1 month, it has fell, and over 1 year it's risen to a high, dropped, risen, dropped, and now risen again. And over a maximum period of time, the stock has gently climbed up 80% since it started in May 2017. Hope you found this presentation interesting. I really do enjoy investing in stocks and shares and reading up on companies. This is a very good starting point if you are looking for ways to get in, is to invest in the S&P 500. Follow my channel, see what I do. As I say, this isn't investment advice, this is just a part of my investing adventure. So until next time, I bid you a really, really successful investing adventure.